Likewise, staff member for acquisition related work can only access acquisition module. You can set permission of different modules to different staff members. At the home page, you will find a search bar. With the help of this search bar, you can perform check in, and renew operation directly from the home page. To check out any book, click on checkout and enter the patron's card number in the search bar. If you want to search any patron in KOHA, you can click on search patron and enter the patron's card number here. If you want to search any book, you can click on search the catalog and enter the keyword or the barcode of the book here. Now, the first module is circulation module. In circulation module, you can perform checkout, check-in, and renew operations. See the hold list. Hold list are basically the reservation list of the books, uh, and overdue list, and perform offline circulation as well. Second module is patrons module. In patrons module, we can add new patrons and set permissions for the staff members to use the modules also. Next module is advanced search. You can put limit filter to your result. This is the same option which we have discussed in the OPAC page. The next module is list module. It is also the same option as OPAC. Any staff member can create a public as well as the private list. Next tab is authorities. Authority records are a way of controlling fields in your MARC records. MARC refers to machine readable cataloging. Next module is cataloging. We can catalog a book in two ways. One is from new record when we are adding the details manually, and second is from new from Z39.50 when we have to import the bibliographic details from an external source. Next is serials module. This module is used to subscribe serials like newspaper, journals, magazines. Next is acquisition module. In acquisition, we can add new vendors, search existing vendors, place order of the books, and receive its shipment. Next module is reports. We can check data of any module and generate the reports like accession register, list of patterns, list of checked out books, list of check-in books, etc. Next is tools. In tools module, we can create pattern cards, check comments, generate barcodes, upload news, and set holidays. Next is KOHA administration. We can set basic parameters like item type, patron category, circulation, and find rules, or create libraries also. Now, these are the modules of KOHA. At the bottom, you will find some pending approvals which we have created on the pack page. First is suggestions pending approval. This is the suggestion which we have just created from the pack page of an user's account. This is the suggestion, the book with its author and suggested by this user. In status, it is showing pending. To accept this suggestion, you have to select the status. I will accept this suggestion and check this title. Now, after selecting the status, click on submit button.
ते मीनाजनी पाठवलं होतं फ्रीमध्ये कवरच आहे बघ मनप्रीत कौर. हां मनप्रीत कौर. मी केलं होतं रजिस्ट्रेशन त्याला.
Now you can see in status it is showing accepted. And now we will see this suggestion in the OPAC page.
ईमेल पाठवलं.
Go to the user's account. In user's account, you have to go to your purchase suggestion tab. Previously, it was showing requested, and now it is showing accepted by the library, which means this suggestion of this title is accepted by the library for purchase. The next pending approval is comments. The comment we created in the back page from the same patterns account. This was the comment which I have created. Now I can approve this, or I can delete this comment also. I will approve the comment so that the other users can see this comment on the back page. Now the second approval is tag. In status, you can see it is showing pending. The tag which I have created was the word history. I can approve this tag. Now the tag is approved by a staff member. The last pending approval is the patrons requesting modification. This is the phone number which I have added in the patrons account. Now I can approve this, deny this, and ignore this request. I will approve this request of updating the new number. Now that new number will be added to the patrons account automatically. Now we will cover the cataloging, pattern, circulation, reports, and a few basic parameters of KOHA administration in brief. We will start with cataloging. To catalog any book, first we have to create an item type in KOHA administration. First, you have to go to the KOHA administration module. In KOHA administration, you will find in the basic parameters section, there is a button called item types. Click on item types. Item types are the categories of the book in a library. These are the existing item types in KOHA. Suppose if you want to create a new item type, click on new item type button. In this form, you have to fill the details of the item types you want to create. Suppose we have to create an item type of the gifted books. Then in item type code, I will give or enter GF, and in description, I will enter gifted books. Then select an icon for your item type. Hide in opaque. If you check this option, users won't be able to see this item type on opaque. Leave it unchecked so that users can see and search this title or this category in the opaque. Note for loan. If you check this option, this item type will not be available for issue return. This option can be used for reference material and rare books of the library. Rental charges. If your library is charging any amount as rent, you can enter the rental charges here, whether it is on daily basis or hourly basis. This item library can charge the replacement and processing fee from the users. You can enter a check-in message here. Select a SIP media type, whether it is an audio tape, book with audio tape, book with CD, etc. In library limitation, you have to select your library or your branch library. Otherwise, select all libraries. Any additional note or information regarding this item type, you can enter in this summary box. After entering the details, click on Save Changes, and your item type will be created. Now, after creating an item type, we will catalog books in this item type. To catalog any book in KOHA, go to Home page and go to Cataloging module. These are the two ways in which, with the help of them, we can catalog any book in KOHA. First is new record, when we have to enter the details manually. And second is Z59.50, when we are importing the bibliographic detail from an external source. First, we will go with the new record. After clicking on new record, you have to select your customized framework. This is a customized framework. I'm selecting the framework. Selecting a framework in cataloging is the first step. After selecting the framework, you will be presented with a form in Mark 21 format. Mark refers to machine readable cataloging. Fill the details of the book manually. First three tags are the control fields and are auto-filled. You just have to click on these fields. These fields basically represent the type of item we are cataloging, whether we are cataloging any monograph or any serial publication. And the publication date with their language. To edit these fields, go to this tag editor button. At the 7th serial number, you will find the category of the books, or if you want to catalog any serial publication, you can select S. S represents serial here. And if you are cataloging any book, autobiography, biography, you can select the monographs. After selecting the category, click on OK. Then in tag 008, go to tag editor button. In 7 to 10, which is for the date one, you can enter the publication date. And then at the bottom, you will find in 35 to 37, which represents the language of the book. You can enter the language here. After entering these both details, click on save. You can see it is showing M. M represents the monograph, and in tag 008, it is showing 2001, which is the publication date of my title, and this is the language. Next tag is 020, which represents International Standard Book Number. You can enter the ISBN of the book here. In tag 022, which represents International Standard Serial Number, you can use this tag when you are cataloging any serial publication. Next tag is 082, which represents the classification number of the book. In section A, you have to enter the classification number. And in section B, you have to enter the item number of the book. I'm taking the first three letters of the surname of the author to create an item number. Next tag is 100, which represents the main entry personal author. You have to enter the name of the author here. First, you have to write his last name. Then his first name. Next tag is 245, which represents the title and its other information. In section A, you have to enter the title. Then you can enter the remainder here if your title has any remainder. Then in section C, you have to enter the statement of responsibility, which is the author's name. Next tag is 250, which represents the addition statement. If your book includes or contains any statement related to the addition of the book, you can enter in tag 250. Next tag is 260, which represents the publication detail of the book. First, provide the place of publication. Then provide the name of the publisher. Then in section C, you have to provide the date of the publication. Next tag is 300, which represents the physical description of the book. You can enter total number of pages of the book here. Next tag is 310, which represents the frequency of any serial publication. If you are cataloging any serial publication, you can enter its frequency here. Next tag is 440. If your the book which you are cataloging belongs to any series, you can enter the title of the series here. Next tag is 500, which represents journal note. You can add any journal note to your title. Suppose the book includes index. You can enter dissertation note in tag 502. Tag 650 can be used for the subject heading. You can make any subject heading for your title. If you want to repeat this tag, you can repeat the tag from this button, which is called the repeat button. You can see the tag is repeated. And you can delete this tag also from this delete button. Next tag is 653, which can be used for the keywords. Tag 700 can be used for second author, third author, editor's entry. You can enter the name of second, third author and the editor here. Next tag is 856. If you are cataloging any ebook or e-journal in the library, you can use this tag and enter the URL of your ebook or e-journal. If you have the book in the PDF form, you can also upload the PDF from here. The last tag is 942. In this tag, you have to select your classification scheme and select the KOHA item type. I will select gifted book. This is the item type which we have just created. After adding the details manually like this, click on Save button and the record will be saved. Now, after saving the record, in this items holding page, we have to provide the date of acquisition of this book. You can also provide the cost of this book. And you have to provide a unique barcode to the title. Then if you are cataloging only one copy of your record, click on add item. And if you are cataloging more than one copies, you can click on add multiple copies of this item button and enter total number of copies you want to catalog. Suppose if I want to catalog 5 copies of this record, I will enter the number 5 and click on add button. You can see 5 copies of the same title has been catalogued in KOHA. These are the barcodes of these 5 copies. Now, if you want to change or modify any of the item of this record, go to the action button and you can edit only this copy from here. Suppose this copy with the barcode dummy 015 has been lost by any user. You can change the status here. In items holding page, you can set the status as lost. If the book is damaged, you can also set the status in damaged status area as the book is damaged. You can also set the book is not for loan and is not available in the library. I will set the status as lost and click on save changes. You can see in the lost status that this copy of the record is lost. Now at the left side, by clicking on this normal tab, you can see the bibliographic detail of the book and its copies also. This is the record, which includes bibliographic detail, and these are the copies of the record. Now at the left side, you will find some other tabs below the normal button. Next tab is the mark tab. In this tab, you can see all the mark tags which I have used while cataloging this book. These are the tags which I have used. Next tab is ISBD, which stands for International Standard Bibliographic Description. You can see the details in a standard format. Next tab is items. You can see the detail of any particular item of this record. There are 5 items of this record. You can see details. Holes. Next tab is holes. You can reserve or hold this book on any particular pattern. You have to provide a pattern star number to reserve this book. Next tab is analytics. If you are cataloging any serial publication and you want to catalog any loose article for that serial publication, you can use this analytics button. And after clicking on this button, you will find in the copies area and the holdings area, there is a feature available called create analytics. With the help of this button, you can create analytics for your loose articles and attach those articles with this record. Next tab is checkout history. You can see the checkout history of this title. Next tab is modification log. In modification log, you can see which staff member has performed any modification or updation in this record. Above the bibliographic description, you will find some other buttons. The first is the new button. If you want to create a new record or catalog a new book, you can go to new and click on new record directly from here. If you want to add a new copy of this title, you can go to new item. If you want to, if you are cataloging any serial publication and subscribe a new serial, you can go to new subscription button. And you can also analyze all the items of the same record. Now, if you want to edit the record or the items of this book, go to edit button. If you want to edit the record, you can use edit record button. And if you want to edit the items or edit the copies of this book, you can go to edit items button. If you want to edit the items in bulk, you can use edit items in batch. Similarly, if you want to delete the items in bulk, you can use delete items in a batch. Now, if you want to delete the full record of this book, first you have to delete all the items. you will find this at the bottom of the list. Delete all the items. Then this button delete record will be enabled. After deleting all the items, you can delete the record. Next button is save button. You can save the detail of this title in these formats. You can add this title to your list and cart. You can print this title and place hold. You can hold or reserve this book to any other pattern. Now this was the one way with the help of we can catalog any book in KOHA. Now we will cover the second method for cataloging any book. Go to cataloging module. The second way to catalog any book is new from Z39.50 when we are importing the bibliographic detail from external servers. With this drop-down option, first select your customized framework. After selecting the framework, you can set your search targets and provide some details of your title or your book you want to import the bibliographic details of. Then click on search. These are the results with my word arts. Suppose this is the book which we want to catalog in our KOHA. From this action button, you can see its mark preview and card preview before importing the details. This is the mark preview of this book. You can see the tag, mark tags used in this title. Similarly, you can see its card preview also. This is the card preview. After checking the mark preview and card preview, you can import the bibliographic details. From action button, you can import. All the details will be imported in your framework. You can edit the details according to your requirements and fill your required fields also. Check the details and fill your required fields. Then click on Save button. Then on items holding page, enter the date acquired, which is the date of acquisition, price of the book, and provide a unique barcode to the book. Then click on Add item, and if you are cataloging multiple copies of this book, click on Add multiple copies and enter the total number of copies you want to catalog. Then click on Add. 5 copies of this book has been added in KOHA. By clicking on the normal tab, you can see the bibliographic detail and its copies. Now, after cataloging the books in KOHA, we can generate their barcodes also. Go to Tools module. For generating barcodes, we have to set a template and layout for the barcodes to print them. Go to Tools module, and in the Catalog section, you will find a button called Label Creator.
जानेवारी मध्ये सुरू झालं.
In Label Creator, you will find two buttons, New and Manage. From New, you can create new layouts, new templates, and create new label batch. And from Manage, you can see the existing layouts and templates and batches. Go to Layouts. You will find some existing layouts to print the barcode. These are the existing layouts. If you want to create a new layout, go to New and click on Layout. And with the help of this button, you can create a new layout. A layout of the barcode basically represents which information of the book we want to print on the barcode. First, provide a name to your layout. Then choose a barcode type. You can choose any from these, but code 39 is detectable by most of the barcode scanners. So we will select code 39. Choose a layout type, whether you want to print only a bibliographic detail or you want to print the barcodes and followed by the bibliographic details, or you want to print the bibliographic detail and followed by the barcodes. The alternative option will set the layout separately for the details and the barcodes. And if you want to print only barcodes on the slips, you can select the barcode. I will select bibliographic detail followed by the barcode. Now choose order of the text fields. To print, you can choose from the preset list of the fields, or you can check on the list field and enter your own data. Choose whether you want to draw a guided box around your each label or not. You can choose whether you want to split the call numbers or not. Choose your text settings such as alignment, font type, font size. You can also italicize the title. Then click on Save. Your layout has been set. Now we have to set the template to print the barcodes. Go to Label Templates. In the label templates, you will find some existing templates. To create a new template, go to New button and select Label Template. There you can create a new template to print the barcodes. These are the existing templates. Template ID is a system generated ID. It will be automatically generated when you save this template. Then provide a template code to your template, then description. In units, unit is used to define the measurement scale for your template. Enter the measurements of the page and the labels. You can find the measurement, number of rows and columns, and the other details of the sheet on the packaging of your sheets and on the Google also. After entering the measurement of the sheet and label, save your template. Now, after setting the layout and template, we have to create a label batch. Label batch is basically the list of barcodes we want to print. Go to button, go to label batch. After clicking on label batch, you can enter the barcodes in this barcode box. And if you leave it blank and click on add items, you can search the barcodes with multiple options. Like if you want to search the books with their keywords, author, publication date, ISBN, you can select any information with which you want to search the book and enter the description here. I will search the books with their barcodes, then click on search. These are the books on which I want to print the barcodes. Select the title and select the barcodes. Then click on add checked. Now close this window. You can see in the
त्या
books the
कम्प्युटरला
item numbers are
यूज आता कंट्रोल
automatically
की है
driven. Now click on add items.
रेकॉर्ड
At the bottom, you have to check the titles.
किती वेळ
After checking the titles and the details of the barcodes, then click on export full batch. In this window, you have to select your template and layout and enter the position where you want to print the barcodes on the sheet. Then click on export. You will be presented with three download options: PDF, CSV, and XML. Download the file in PDF form. Now you can print these barcodes. Now this was the cataloging module. First, we have created an item type in KOHA Administration. Then with the help of cataloging module, we have cataloged two books, one with manually and second with importing from an external source. Then we have generated their barcodes also. Now we will cover the patterns module. To add any pattern, first we have to create a pattern category and then add patterns to it. Pattern category refers to the group or category that patterns belongs to, like whether he or she is a library user, library staff, government employee, corporate user, researcher, or scholar, etc. To create a new category, click on KOHA Administration. In KOHA Administration, you will find a button called Pattern Categories. Click on it. These are some existing pattern categories in our library: administrative staff, library user. If you want to create a new category, click on this new category button. Suppose we have to create a new category for the guest users, then provide a category code of your category. I will enter guest as a category code, and in description, I will enter guest users. I have to set an enrollment period for this category, like for 3 years, which will be 36 in months. You can choose only one from these. Either you can enter in months and select a date. A required age for this category and an upper age limit. Enrollment fee for this category, for example, 500. You can also set whether you want to send the overdue notices to the users or not. Lost items in staff client. If any user from this category has lost or have lost any book, it will be shown in your staff page. You can set shown or hidden. Hold fee, if your library is charging any amount for hold or the reservations of the book, you can enter here. In category type, select the type of your category and the type of the membership form, whether it is an adult category, child, staff, organization, professional, or statistical. You can limit your library or your branch library, otherwise select all libraries. Password reset in OPAC and password change in OPAC will allow patrons to change and reset their passwords from the OPAC page. Block expired patrons will help the staff members to block the patrons whose enrollment period has expired in the library. Default privacy is available to record patrons' checkout history after their enrollment period. Check all these messaging preferences so that an email will be sent to the user in these cases. Item due, advance notice, etc. You can also set the days of the advance notice. Then click on save. You can see your pattern category is inserted successfully. We have just created. Now we will add a new pattern in this category. Go to home page. To add any pattern in KOHA, you can use this patterns module. Click on new pattern. And in this list, you have to select your category, your pattern category. We will add a new pattern in this guest user category. Fill the details of the pattern in this membership form, his or her salutation, his surname, his first name, his other details, his address, his primary phone and primary email. You can also add alternate address of this user and alternate contact also. In library management field, you have to provide a unique card number to this pattern. The card number should be unique for every pattern of the library. Now in library setup field, you have to provide the registration date and the expiry date of the pattern. You can leave this box blank. Then KOHA will calculate the expiry date of the pattern automatically with the help of the category. You can also add any OPAC note and circulation note here. In OPAC staff login field, you have to provide a username and password so that this user can log in to their account from the OPAC page. I'm taking his card number as his username and password. These fields are already ticked because we have enabled these while creating the category. Emails will be sent to this user on these cases. Now, after filling the details, click on Save button. This is the account of the user which we have just added in KOHA. If you want to edit any particular field of the details, if you want to edit the contact information, you can use this edit button. If you want to upload a pattern's image, you can use this add button. If you want to add any alternate address or any alternate contact, you can use this add button. And at the bottom, you will find the checkout field, hold field, and the restriction field. In checkouts, you can see the books checked out to this pattern. In holds, you can see the reservation of the books by this pattern. And in restrictions, you can restrict the pattern manually or temporarily. You just have to click on add manual restriction. And in comment section, you have to provide a reason for your restriction and provide a expiry date. Then click on add restriction. Then the pattern will be restricted from the library. He just can return the books to the library, but will not be able to issue any books from the library. At the left side, you can see there are some tabs given. The first tab is checkout tab. In checkout tab, there is one checkout bar available. You can enter the barcodes of the book or scan the barcodes of the book here and click on checkout. Then the book will be checked out or issued to this pattern. Next tab is details. You can access the detail of the pattern. Next tab is accounting. You can see the fine and fee transactions of this user to the library. Next tab is routing list. You can add any serial publication in this routing list. You can enter any title of your serial publication and add this pattern to that list. So whenever the library received any issue of that serial publication, then an email will be sent to this user that the library has received a new issue. Next tab is circulation history. You can see the circulation history of this pattern only. Next tab is holds history. You can see all the holds and reservation of books by this pattern. Next tab is modification log. You can see which staff member has performed the modification and updated the patterns account. Next tab is notices. You can see the list of notices which has been sent from the library to this user. You can also see the statistics of the user. The next tab is purchase suggestion. Users can suggest any title from their opaque page respectively, but if they are not able to log into the opaque page, they can suggest any title with the help of a staff member. The staff member has to search the pattern in KOHA staff interface page, then go to purchase suggestion tab and click on new purchase suggestion. This is the same form of suggesting any title which we have covered in the pack page. The title field is the mandatory field. Users have to enter the title of the book they want to suggest. And at the bottom, you can find submit your suggestion button. Then the suggestion will be submitted to the library or requested to the library. The next tab is discharges. Users can ask for discharge or no objection certificate. Now, above the details, you can find some other buttons are available. First is edit. If you want to edit the full details of the pattern, you can use this edit button. If you want to change the password of the pattern's account, you can change the password. If the users are changing their password from the pack page, they need to have their previous password to generate a new one. But if a staff member is changing their password from the staff account, they don't need to have their previous password to generate a new one. You can duplicate this account. Suppose if this user will has lost his patron's card or the library's membership card, then you can duplicate this account and generate a new patron card for this user. You can print the summary of this pattern and other slips. You can click on search to hold to reserve any book on the name of this patron. You can add message for this patron's account. And from more options, after their enrollment period, you can renew the patron, set permissions for staff account. If you are adding a staff patron account and you want to permit him to use the modules of the KOHA, you can use this set permission button. You can discharge this patron and delete this patron. Now this was a library guest user which we have added in KOHA. Now we will add a staff pattern account and we will see how to use that staff pattern account and how to set the permissions to use the modules. Go to the patterns module in home page and click on new pattern. As we are adding a staff patterns account, we have to select a staff category here. In this library staff account form, enter the details of your staff person or staff member. His other details, address. The same procedure will be followed to add a staff patterns account. You can enter his primary phone number and primary email here. His alternate address and alternate contact. Now in library management field, uh, you have to provide a unique card number to the staff patterns account. Provide his registration and expiry date. Now provide a username and password so that this staff account can log into the staff interface page and use the modules of KOHA. I will take his card number as the username and password. After entering the detail, click on Save button. This is the dashboard of the user. Now we can set permissions to use the modules. Go to the More button and there you will find the Set Permissions button. These are the following permissions you can give to staff patrons account. Like you can make him the super librarian and give him the access to all the library functions, because the super librarian has full access to his library. And if you want to set permissions according to your to their sections in the library, you can set module wise. This is the mandatory permission so that the staff patrons account can log into the staff interface page of KOHA. Now, if you want to set the permission for the circulation desk or the staff member who is taking the circulation desk, you can give him the permission of login and also the permission of checkout and check-in operation. You can also give him the access of the patrons module. After setting the permission, click on Save button. Then this user or this patron's account can only use the circulation and patron module because we have given him only the access of circulation and patterns module. Now we will log in from his account. Enter the username and password. You can see at the home page of that pattern's account, only the circulation and pattern module is given. He can use only these two modules, and these four modules are by default available in KOHA staff interface page for searching the book and creating the list. Now we will log into our previous account. This was the patterns module. First, you have to create a pattern category in KOHA Administration. After creating the category, you can use this pattern module to add pattern according to the category as library users, guest users, and if you want to create a staff pattern account, select the category and provide him the permissions to access to the library's KOHA staff interface page and use the modules also. Now we will take a 10 to 15 minutes break. After the break, I will cover the circulation module and reports module in brief. If you have any query till this session, you can put your queries in the chat box. We will take the queries at the end of today's session. Thank you. Now, in the second half, we will cover the circulation module and reports module. To perform the circulation operations in the library, first we have to set the circulation rules to perform the circulation properly. To set the circulation rules, go to KOHA Administration. In KOHA Administration, you will find in Patterns and Circulation section a button called Circulation and Find Rules. Click on Circulation and Find Rules. First, you have to select your library or your branch library. After selecting your library, you can select the pattern category and item type on which you want to set the circulation rules. We will select the pattern category of guest users and an item type of gifted books. You can add notes for your circulation rule here. Next is current checkouts allowed. You can enter the maximum checkouts. Suppose I enter 4 as the maximum checkouts. In current on-site checkouts allowed, you can enter the maximum checkouts on-site. On-site checkouts allowed means the users can read the books within the library. They cannot take the books outside the library. Provide a loan period for issuing the book. Suppose 30 days. Then in units, I will select days. You can also set a hard due date for returning the book. Suppose if I select 31st March and select exactly on, then KOHA will take this hard due date as the due date for this item category and the pattern category. Provide a fine amount for overdue items, suppose 5 rupees. And in fine charging interval, I will give it an interval of 7 days. Then then the KOHA will charge this 5 rupees after every 7 day after the due date. In when to charge, if you select end of interval, KOHA will calculate this 5 rupees at the end of 7th day. And if you select start of interval, then KOHA will calculate this 5 rupees fine uh, at every first day of this interval. You can provide a fine grace period. Suppose if I enter 2, then these 2 days will be a grace period for KOHA, and KOHA will not calculate any amount or any fine in these 2 days. You can also enter a maximum amount of fine. Suppose 100 is the maximum amount of fine on this pattern category and item type. You can also cap this fine at the replacement price of the books. The replacement price of the books will be the maximum amount of fine for this pattern category and item type. You can also suspend the patterns after the overdue date. You can mention the suspension period or duration here. In renewals allowed, you can enter how many renewals are allowed on this pattern category and particular item type. Suppose only 2 renewals are allowed by the library. Enter the renewal period. First, our loan period was for the 30 days. Now, the second renewal period will be for 20 days. You can set whether the users can renew the books automatically or not. Enter how many holds are allowed by the library. Holds are the reservations of books. Suppose if only 2 holds are allowed, then you can set the holds allowed on daily basis also. Like only 1 hold is allowed per day. On shelf holds allowed. If you select yes, then the users will be able to put hold or reserve the books in any case. They can reserve their books from their home also. If you select if any unavailable, then the user will put hold if one of the copy of that title is unavailable in the library. And if you select if all unavailable, then the users will only able to put hold and reserve the book if all the copies of that book is unavailable. You can set whether the users can request the articles or not. Any rental discount you can provide here. After selecting or entering these details, click on Save button. Then the circulation rule will be set for this pattern category and this item type. Now, if you want to set a circulation rule for all the pattern categories and all the item types in the library, select all in these two fields. Then enter the details of your circulation rule, the maximum checkouts, maximum on-site checkouts, provide a loan period. You can set the hard due date also. Provide a fine amount after the overdue of items, suppose 2 rupees per day. Provide a grace period and provide a maximum amount of fine for all the for all the item types and for all the pattern category. Provide a maximum amount of renewals. A renewal period. Select whether they can renew automatically or not. Provide a maximum amount of holds or the reservations. And click on Save. Now the rule has been set for all the pattern categories and all the item types in the library. If you want to edit any of your circulation rule, then go to edit button. Suppose if I want to edit this circulation rule for the guest users in gifted books, click on edit button. Then the rule will be focused in a yellow color box. And to edit any of the detail, suppose if I want to change the current checkouts allowed from 4 to 3, at the bottom you can change it from 4 to 3. Then click on save. Now you can see the rule has been changed for this pattern category and item type. The current checkouts allowed is changed from 4 to 3. You can set the circulation rules or the whole policies according to the pattern category and item type. After setting the circulation rules, we have to set calendar and holidays in KOHA so that KOHA uh, can properly take all the holidays of the library. To set the calendars, go to Tools module. And in Tools module, in Additional Tools section, you will find the calendar. Click on the calendar button. Setting holidays in KOHA will help the KOHA to calculate fines and due dates correctly. With these instructions, you can set holidays in KOHA. First, you have to select the date on which you want to set the holiday. Suppose if I want to set the holiday on 16th March, then I will select the day and provide a title to your holiday. You can also provide the description for this holiday. And with these options, you can set holidays in KOHA. First is holiday only on this day. Means only the 16th March will be considered as holiday. Second is holiday repeated every same day of the week, means that the holiday will repeat on every Thursday. If you select holidays repeated yearly on the same date, means that the holiday will repeat on 16th March every year. If you select holidays on a range, if you want to set holidays like from 15th March to 20th March or from 25th March to 31st March, like for a range, you can select this option. The last option is holidays repeated yearly on a range. If you want to set those range or from 15th to 20th March for every year, you can select this option. After selecting your options, I will select holiday only on this day, and you can copy this rule or this holiday to all the library or the branch libraries. Then click on save. You can see at the right side, the 16th March is now considered as holiday in KOHA, and KOHA will not calculate any fine for this day. Now to set holidays on a range, first select your date. I am setting the holidays from 19th March to 25th March. Provide a title and description. Now select this option, holidays on a range. Copy to all libraries. Then click on save. Now at the right side, you can see from 19th March to 25th March is considered as holiday in KOHA. As we have set the circulation rules and holidays in KOHA, now we can perform the circulation actions properly. You can perform checkout, check-in, and renew operation from this search bar at the home page. And if you go to the circulation module and click on checkout tab, it will lead you to the same search bar which was available at the home page. This is the same search bar which was available at the home page. Now to check out any book, first you have to provide the patron's card number. Now in this checkout bar, you have to provide the barcode of the book. You can scan the barcodes also. Then click on checkout. Now you can see at the bottom in this checkout section, this book is checked out to this pattern and this is the due date of this book. Now to check out another book, you can enter the barcode of the book here and click on checkout. Now you can see the second book is also checked out to the same pattern. Now to perform check-in, click on the check-in button and you can enter the barcode and scan a barcode also. You can see this book is checked in the library and will be available for the further checkouts in the library. Now if you want to renew or reissue any book to the patron, click on the new button and enter the barcode of the book and click on submit. You can see the book is renewed or reissued to the same pattern with a new due date. These were the basic functions you can perform with the circulation module. Now there are some other features available, which is the holds, transfers, and overdues. In holds, the first tab is hold queue. It will show you all the holds and reservations waiting to be pulled off the shelf. Next tab is holds to pull. It will show you all the reserved books that are available in the library. Holds awaiting pickup. It will show you all the holds that are waiting for the patron to pick them up. The books which are available in the library and waiting for the patrons. Hold ratios will show the ratio of holds on items. It will help you to know how many of your patrons have holds on items and whether you should buy more copies of that book or not. In transfers, first tab is transfer. With this tool, we can transfer items from one library to another branch library. Select the destination library and enter the barcode of the book here. Then it will be transferred to the another branch library. Next is transfers to receive. It will show you the list of all the items which are in transit or your library has to receive from another branch library. In overdues, you can see the list of books which are in overdue. And in overdues with fines, you can see the list of items which are on overdue and started to add fines according to the circulation rules. There is one more topic which we will cover in the circulation module is offline circulation. Offline circulation means to perform circulation action when our system gets offline, your system is not working or the internet issue or any other issue regarding the connectivity, we can perform the circulation in offline mode. You are recommended to use Firefox web browser to get an add-on for your offline circulation. In circulation module and at the bottom, you will find a button called Get Firefox Add-on. Click on Get Firefox Add-on and add to Firefox. Then the extension or this add-on will be added to your toolbar at the top right corner. Now, when your system gets offline, you can use this tool or add-on from this toolbar. Just simply run the extension and you will be able to see the checkout and check-in fields to perform the circulation in an offline mode. First, you have to configure this page. At the bottom, you will find a button called configuration page. Click on configuration page. And in the server section, you have to provide the URL of your KOHA staff interface page. This is our KOHA staff interface page, and this is the URL of our page. Now, enter the username and password of your page. Now, click on test configuration. If the configuration is okay, you can select your library and set directly to KOHA. In this field, set it to apply directly to KOHA. Then click on save. After saving the configuration, go back to your offline circulation tool tab and refresh it. After refreshing, you can perform the checkout and check-in operation in offline mode. Provide a patron's card number here. Then enter the barcode of the book you want to issue to this patron. Then click on checkout. And if you want to check in any book in the library, provide the items barcode, which is the barcode of the book. Then click on check-in. After performing this checkout and check-in operation, you can click on apply to KOHA. You can see it is showing sent, which means the data is sent to your KOHA staff interface page correctly. After performing this circulation in offline mode, whenever your system gets online, go to your staff interface page and log into your account and search for the patron whom you have issued the book in offline circulation. Click on search patron and enter the patron's card number. This was the patron whom we have issued the books in offline circulation. You can see the book which we have issued in offline circulation is now checked out to this patron. This is the due date of this book. And the book we checked in offline circulation, we will search the book in this library's catalog. This was the book we checked in offline circulation. It is showing available, which means the book is available in the library for further checkouts. In this way, we can perform the circulation operations in offline mode, but this option should be used in emergencies only, because when we perform offline circulation, we are not able to see the other details of the patron, like how many books are already issued to his account or any due or overdue items on his or her account. So it is recommended to use only in the emergencies. This was the circulation module. We can perform check-in, check-out, and renew operations very easily and perform offline circulation with the help of an run add-on or an external extension. Now we will cover the reports module. With the help of this report module, you can create or run any existing reports in KOHA. In reports module, you will find a button called Use Saved. In this Use Saved section, you can see there are some existing reports in KOHA. The first report is List Active Pattern. This report will list all the active patterns of the library. If you want to run this report, simply click on Run button. If you want to create or run the report with a particular date range, you can enter the date and run the report. This is the report of active patterns in the library. Total number of results, it is showing 17 and row per pages is 20. You can set row per pages according to your preferences. Above your report, you will find some other buttons. You can use these buttons if you want to create a new report, you can use this new report button and create a guided report as well as the SQL report. If you want to edit this particular report, you can use this edit button. If you want to delete or duplicate the report, you can use these two buttons. Run the report directly from here. And if you want to send this report to any email address, you can schedule the report. For scheduling this report or sending to any email address, you have to provide a particular date and time. and provide the email address of the recipient and click on save. Then the report will be sent on your particular date and time to this email address on which you want to send the report. You can download the report in these formats. In reports module in usage section, you will find other reports as well. Like the second report is list of patrons account expired in a specific year. This report will list all the patrons account whose enrollment period has expired in the library. Simply click on run to see the report. Her report is all checkout books. You can run the report and it will list all the books which are checked out to the patrons. If you want to run the report with a particular date range, you can choose this report, all checked out books in a particular date range. Click on the run button and provide a date range for your report. Suppose from 1st March to the 15th March, I want to see all the checkout books. This is the report with my particular date range. You can find the reports module wise. Suppose if you want to find the accession register, go to this catalog section, and in this catalog section you will find the accession register. Click on run button. And if you want to create the accession register for particular item type in KOHA, you can select the item types. Suppose if I want to create the accession register for only English books, select the item type of English books and run the report. This is the accession register for only the English books in your library. You can select the other item types as well. This is the accession register of gifted books. Now, if you want to create a new report in the reports module, click on create guided report. And in 6 steps, you can create your own report. In first step, you have to choose the modules to report on. On which module you want to generate or create your report, select your module. Suppose if I want to create a report on the patrons module, select your module and select its visibility, whether the report is public or not. Then click on next. And in step 2, pick a report type. Then click on next. In step 3, you can choose the columns you want in your report. Like if I am creating a report for the patrons module, I can select the columns like this. Suppose if I want the borrower number of the patron, select this column and click on add. The card number of the patron, the surname, his first name, his primary email, primary phone, his date of birth, pattern category, registration date, expiry date. You can select your columns according to your preferences. After selecting the columns, click on next button. In step 4, select the criteria to limit on. You can limit your branch library and you can also limit the pattern category here. If you want to create a report only on the guest users, you can select this category. And if you want to create the report only on the library users or the library staff members, you can select the category and click on next. In step 5, you can choose the columns in the columns you want to total in your report. Then click on next. In step 6, you can choose the order of the column of your report. You can choose whether you want it in ascending order or in descending order. Then click on finish. Now click on next to save this report. Provide a name to your report. It was a report for the patterns module, so I will give or provide a name as patterns. You can create the group and subgroup for this report and add any note to this report. Then click on save report. Now your report has been saved in KOHA. You can simply run it directly from this button, and the report will be saved in the use save section of the report module. Go to reports module and go to use saved section. And at the end of your existing list of reports, you will find your created report. This is the report which we have just created. Now click on run to see the report. This is the report of patterns which we have just created. You can simply download it in these formats on your desktop. Now we will create another report for another module. Select your module. Select its visibility, whether it is public report or a private report. Then click on next. Step 2, pick the report type. Only tabular form is available right now. You can select and click on next. Select the columns for your report. Its ISBN or the title of the book, author. After selecting the columns, click on the next button. In step 4, select the criteria to limit on. You can select or limit your columns. Limit your library. Limit the KOHA item type. Then click on next. You can choose the columns which you want to total in your report. In step 6, select or choose the order of the columns in your report. Then click on finish. For saving the report, click on next button and provide a name to your report. Then save the report. Now your report has been saved. You can find this report in the use save section in reports module. At the end of the list, this is the report which we have created. Simply run the report from here. Now in reports module, there are some other reports which is available at the right side, which is first section is top list. The first report is patrons with the most checkout. This report will list all the patrons which are the who are the active patrons of the library. And the second report is most circulated items. This report will list all the active books at the library and which are in checkout and check-in operation. Next is inactive. First report is patrons who have not checked out, and this report will list all the patrons who are inactive in the library and have not checked out any book from the library in a while. The next is items with no checkout. This will list all the items uh, who are not, which are not in the checkout or check-in process. There are some other reports you can use. You can find the existing reports in use saved section, and if you want to create a new report, you can use this button, create guided report. This was a report module. You can find the existing reports and create new reports as well. In this session, we have covered an overview of all the modules and in brief, the circulation module, cataloging, patrons and reports module, and a few basic parameters of KOHA administration. If you have any query regarding these modules, you can put your queries in the chat box. I can see there are some queries already in the chat box. You can put your other queries as well. We will start the query session in 5 to 7 minutes. I will take all the queries one by one. Thank you. You can put your queries in the chat box. We are starting the query session in 1 minute. So the first query is how to generate barcodes in KOHA. We have already discussed this topic. Go to Tools module. In Tools module, you will find the Label Creator button. In Label Creator, first you have to set your layouts and templates. You can create new layouts and templates from this new button. And if you want to see the existing layout and template, go to Manage and select Layouts. You can edit the existing layout from here. These are the existing templates. You can edit the template. You can create new templates from the new button and select Label Templates and enter the measurements of your sheet and labels here. After setting the label template and layout, go to New button and click on Label Batch and enter the barcodes of the book you want to print of the barcodes. Then click on Add Item. Check the details of the book and click on Export Full Batch. Select your template and layout and the position on which you want to print the barcodes on the sheet. Then click on Export. Download the file. Now you can print the barcodes directly from your desktop or in. The next query is how to create pattern barcode in KOHA. To create a pattern card or the barcode, you can go to Tools module, and in Tools module you will find a button called Pattern Card Creator. The unique card number of the patterns will be the barcode of the pattern card. You can create a new pattern card from this new button and click on Card Badge. First, you have to set the layout and template for the pattern card. To create a new one, select the layout, and to create a new template, select Card Template. In Manage button, you can see the existing layouts and templates for the pattern card. You can edit the existing layout. In layouts, you can set which fields you want to print on the pattern card. These are the fields you can print on the pattern card. You can add as many as fields you want to print on the pattern card. And if you want to print only the barcode of the patterns on the card, then leave these fields blank and you can print the barcode only. After setting the layout and template for the pattern card, this is the existing card template. And template provides the measurement of the cards on which you want to print. After setting the template and layout, go to New button and click on Card Batch. It will be a list of patterns. You can add the patterns by their borrower numbers. And if you leave this box blank and click on Add Pattern, you can search the pattern with multiple information. Like you can search the pattern with the card numbers.
Hello, sir. हाँ हाँ
This is the user you want to print the patterns card for. Click on Add button. The pattern is added. Now close this window
हो एक वर्ष पुन्हा
and
टीचर
click on Add Patterns
स्वामी
again.
स्वामी विवेकानंद सोसायटीच्या कॉलेजला त्यावेळेला महावीरला
Now click on Export Card Batch.
हा ते 25 ला आहे का
Select the layout and template for your patterns card. Then click on Export.
हा हा
You can download the file and print your patterns card.
हा सर हा बोला
The next query is how to customize the mark framework. To customize the mark framework, go to KOHA Administration.
30 दाखवा 30
And in KOHA Administration, you will find mark bibliographic framework. In this field, you can see the existing frameworks in KOHA. Don't edit this default framework. You can edit or add a new framework from this button. If you want to create a new framework, use this new framework button. And if you want to edit your existing customized framework, suppose this is the framework I want to edit, go to Action button and click on Mark Structure. These are the tags in this customized framework. If you want to add a new tag, you can use this new tag button. And if you want to delete the existing tag, suppose this is the tag I want to delete, then go to Action button and delete the tag. In this way, you can customize your mark framework in KOHA. The next query is KOHA. You can set the messaging preferences. First, search the pattern. After searching the pattern, you can set the email preferences of this pattern. You can go to Edit button and select the preferences here. And if you want to send the SMS of these cases in your library, you have to buy an SMS UPI gateway from any provider. By default, there is no feature available for SMS. You need to buy a SMS API to send SMS to the users. The next query is bulk pattern and record modification. To modify the record and patterns details in bulk, go to Tools module. In Tools module, you will find in Pattern and Circulation section, there is a button called Batch Pattern Modification. enter the card number of the patrons. You want to modify the accounts. You can edit the details in these fields, then click on save. In this way, you can edit or modify the details of the patron in bulk. If you want to modify the records and the items in the library's catalog, you can use these buttons: batch item deletion, batch item modification, and batch record modification. Provide the barcodes of the book you want to modify. In this way, you can modify the items of any book or the records in Word. Enter the modified detail and click on save. The next query is for the renewal book report. Go to the reports module. And in the use save section,
ते आजार असल्यामुळे ते इकडे गेले.
you can find this report for all renewed books in date range. You can simply run the report. And provide a date range.
मग योगा करते कधी कधी घरी म्हणजे जे गरजेचं आहे ते.
Now the report is nil because there is no
walking
renewal in this particular date range. Now you can see the reports of all renewed books with a particular date range. If you know the SQL code and if you have the knowledge of SQL codes, you can create your reports with the SQL codes. The next query is how to import patterns. You can add patterns in KOHA one by one with the help of patterns module. Go to Patterns module and select the category of pattern and enter the details of the pattern.
घ्या आणि घे.
And if you want to import the patterns in bulk, go to Tools module. And in Tools module, you will find a button called Import
बोला.
Patterns.
बरं बरं व्हॉट्सअपला का?
These are the instructions. With the help of these instructions, you can import patterns in bulk. The required fields are these: surname, branch code, and category code. You can import the patterns from an Excel sheet. In that Excel sheet, these three fields will be the mandatory fields. And if you want to download the sample Excel sheet to upload, you can download it from here. After downloading the Excel sheet, you can enter the details of the pattern in that field and upload that file to the KOHA to import the patterns in bulk. Suppose this is a sample file which I have in which I have added the details of the pattern. This is the sample file. The branch code field and the category code field and the surname of the pattern is the required field. After entering the data of the pattern like this, you can import the patterns in bulk. Browse your saved file with this option. After browsing and selecting the file, you can import the patterns in bulk. If you have any other query, you can put in the chat box. We still have 10 to 12 minutes left. If you have any query regarding the modules which we have discussed in this session, like circulation, pattern, cataloging, and report module, you can ask in the chat session. The query regarding the label creator, we have already discussed 2 times in this session. So go to Tools module and there you will find a button called Label Creator to create the barcodes for your books in the library.